Hiya, Monday's Talking Reds, Gareth Roberts, Craig Hannan. I can't bring you loads of enthusiasm and smiles today. The Reds just lost to another shit side. Twice in a week, Swansea, they're crap. West Brom, they're crap. Without the FA Cup, realistically our most realistic chance of a trophy this season. And a lovely stat to lift your Monday as well. If we don't win the Champions League, it'll be 7 years since Liverpool have won a trophy. And that will be the worst trophy drought for 45 years. So that's in my life. That's longer than my life. So well in, Reds, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, we've been dead positive for weeks about how well we're playing, the results we're getting, where we're positioned in terms of a season. And in a week, they've put it down on absolutely everything. But I mean, they can put it right tomorrow night and beat Huddersfield 10-0.
They better do, we're going, aren't we?
We're going, yeah, we're going.
Yeah, no, it's just a gutting week after what happened with Everton. After we essentially had two of the best nights in a while at Anfield, both in terms of the Everton game and the Man City game, and then to go from that to being beaten by bottom and by second bottom, the two worst teams in the league, is just soul destroying, to be honest. And for us to have to talk about it this morning, all week, yeah. But yeah, I think I was devastated coming out of the ground, first and foremost, because I wanted to win that trophy so bad. I want to win something so bad because I think I said it on one of the shows. The only thing we've won while I've been of age to be able to go out and celebrate a trophy has been the League Cup, and even it was a bit shit. I was there and it was just a bit like, well, it's Cardiff and we scraped it. And
won on penalties against the Championship side.
And for us to go so long with having only just won one trophy is absolutely ridiculous for a club like Liverpool. And this seemed like a really good opportunity. We were talking about it as if it was a foregone conclusion that it was going to be Liverpool were going to turn up, and they might find it difficult to begin with. West Brom might sit back and soak up pressure.
Everything was right, I thought, in terms of, you know, the atmosphere was decent, like we said it would be, because, you know, late kick-off and all the rest of it. Saturday night, you know, it's a good time to have a game of footy in terms of atmosphere, and there was nothing wrong with the atmosphere. Liverpool start brightly. They name a really strong side.
That was the first thing. Yeah.
The first thing is that the team news goes round. You're in the pub, everyone's talking about it, and everyone's like, "Wow, he's gone really, really strong there." You know, he's not messing about. It's pretty much the strongest side you can put out. And then, well, I mean, you know, he changes the full-backs, doesn't he? He changes both full-backs, changes the keeper.
I think he had to change the full-backs. I think both had played quite a lot of football. Robertson's played, obviously with Moreno being injured, Robertson's played a hell of a lot of football since Moreno was injured. But aside from that, I was happy, because we talked last week on Talking Reds about how much it means to for Liverpool to win a trophy, how much it would mean for Jurgen Klopp to win his first trophy.
But also as well, we saw. I mean, there's plenty of people that don't rate the FA Cup in the grand scheme of things, and talk about it's more important that Liverpool are in the top four and all this sort of stuff.
But why?
Always offsetting one against the other.
Yeah.
The important thing is the momentum and the feel. And, you know, we just kicked off this video with the pair of us pretty miserable, and that's how you know, lots of the Liverpool support will be feeling right now. And, you know, you look around, people are arguing with each other again. People are talking about protesting against the owners, for God's sake. You know, there's all kinds of madness that's broke out on the back of two bad defeats. And this is why you just keep winning. The best sides just keep winning, and the best sides bounce back as well. And look, there's an opportunity to do that against Huddersfield, as I say. But, you know, when you sit there for a moment and think about the bigger picture, have we got a chance of winning the Champions League? Well, yeah, some kind of puncher's chance in that, you know, this Liverpool side are capable of big performances, capable of beating anyone on the day at Anfield. But also now that, you know, what Saturday's done is sow another seed of doubt into your mind about they're all over the show defensively. They don't create that much going forward. The midfield was an absolute shambles. So all of these things are now sown into your head again. So the mindset has shifted slightly now. And that's the problem. You know, that's why you look to just keep winning, keep the momentum. I always reference the 2001 season, and Liverpool played a shitload of games, won a cup treble and qualified for the Champions League, all in the same season. And it was all done on momentum, on feel good. You know, Gary Mack's free kick at Everton and all that sort of stuff. And then it just went on and on and on. And it just seemed that nothing was going to stop us. Whereas these trips, so as I say, so doubt in your mind, then all of a sudden you're looking at stats like that and going, well, why is it so long since we're going without a trophy? What's happened to Liverpool?
Success breeds success, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that League Cup win will in 2001 will have helped them win the FA Cup, or will have helped them win the UEFA. And I think it's all made more difficult for this Liverpool side and Jurgen Klopp and the owners, I suppose, at the minute, because it's all happening whilst there's a transfer window, and after we've lost our best player, and there doesn't seem to be any talk of new signings. It all seems to be, we're happy with the squad, and I think that makes it more difficult. It's just. This argument, or this sort of people saying, well, we need to get top four. That is the priority this season. And yes, for progression's sake, and for new players coming in, and just for establishing this Liverpool side as being a Champions League side under Jurgen Klopp, and a team that's regularly in that competition rather than just once in and once out. Yes, but Liverpool exists to win trophies, and as a fan, it's we're not all out on the ale for a couple of days after finishing fourth, really.
No, it's a bit weird. I mean, look, it helps with recruitment. It helps in terms of money. It helps in terms of status. And players do want to play for clubs that are in the Champions League. I get all that, but win stuff as well. You know what I mean? It is. They've now surrendered a 19-game unbeaten run at home, which goes all the way back to last April when we lost to Crystal Palace. So that's gone now as well. It needs to obviously start up a new one. We're playing the Spurs on Sunday. Feels like a good opportunity. That, to be honest, feels like one that Liverpool will be massively up for.
I think that's almost what you could sort of caveat all of this by saying, is that they have gone on that run that we went over Christmas. It came to an end against Swansea. We have been in this run in terms of not being beaten at home in that long. And that's obviously saying that now. It's about how they react to that, and I'm almost happy that we've got a game so quickly, because it just means we can. Now you might have to rotate a little bit, but it just means we can just try and bounce back from it. And I would hate to be doing Talking Reds or someone else, whoever does Talking Reds talking about a third defeat in a row. I just can't even contemplate that.
We've got to stay positive, because the worst run of defeats under Klopp was 3. And that came last January. I mean, and as well, people will point to the fact that this is the 3rd time under Klopp that we've gone out in the 4th round of the FA Cup as well. But on the other side of the coin, we have sewed together an 18 game unbeaten run before this little blip. Last season we managed a 15-game unbeaten run, and also when you get to what is the business end of the season, Liverpool traditionally seem to do all right, to go on a bit of a run, be capable of winning big games, and we've got some big games coming up, like I say, the Spurs one. But we'll be getting into all this in great detail on the free podcast today. We'll also be recording a review show that will be out on Tour Player, the subscription service. What we've also got to talk about here before we have a look at the papers is VAR. As you may know now from these videos, I'm not a huge fan of it anyway. I was getting really bored of every single newspaper being all about VAR. And here we are again. Only this time I've been there. This time, we were at Anfield. We experienced it as a fan. And I've got to say that in my 28 years of going the match, it ranks as one of, if not the bizarrest experience of my life. It was all over the show. I mean, not only were Liverpool sort of forgetting how to defend, not only were Liverpool at one end scoring a brilliant goal through Firmino, and then 68 seconds later conceding one to Rodriguez because they just parted like the Red Sea and went, go ahead, go and have a shot, lad, and he puts it in the top bin, and fair play to him. So not only was there that madness unfolding, but then this VAR, no one knows what's going on in the ground. It's probably sound if you're watching on the telly and you've got people talking you through it. You can see the videos that they're seeing. You can see the lines that show offside and all that sort of stuff. When you're in the ground, though, you're just literally there going, well, is it a goal or not? And, the confusion for me was underlined by whatever was going on with Liverpool's scoreboard. There was a point where it said 2-2, 3-1, 3-2. In the space of about 30 seconds, it was like someone was sitting there, George or whoever, I don't know who works the scoreboard, but whoever it was, the head was chocker. They didn't know what was going on. The fans didn't know what was going on. The players, every single decision, every single moment were going like this to the ref all the time, and that's not the point of it. You can't appeal for it. You can't ask them to use it. That's not supposed to be how it works. And then you see the ref, he's holding his ear and he's making decisions, so he's getting someone talking to him in an office in Heathrow, which is what it was, by the way. And then at another moment, you've got a fella, the same fella, the referee, running to the halfway line and having a look on a telly. So one moment he trusts the fella in Heathrow, another moment he doesn't. Meanwhile, we don't know what's going on. You just literally don't know what's going on. And like, if you're in the cop and something's happened at the Abbey Road end, you're just like, well, what? Is it a pen? Isn't it a pen? And like, you know, the pen we get, it's over 3 minutes from when Salah's fouled to when Firmino takes it and misses. Over 3 minutes of just waiting around, stood there looking at each other going, what's going on? I mean, the decisions actually benefit Liverpool, but they didn't benefit the experience. It broke up the momentum. You didn't know really whether to celebrate a goal properly or not. And if that's what it's going to be like, well, nah, it's not for me. There's got to be some form of communication. And if they go down this road, and it looks like they're going down this road, then it's got to be, you know, something's got to come up on the scoreboard, or something's got to come up on screens, or there's got to be the referee's got to be mic'd up and he's telling you what's going on. Because as it was chaos and no one knew what was going on.
I feel as if they need something whereby you can only use it a certain amount of times per team. Do you know what I mean? So a team can ask for it, like maybe once a game or something. Like, understand, yes, it meant then that they were able to give what they deemed the correct decision after seeing it on the video. But yeah, like Gareth said, even when Salah scored, this is what got me thinking, was when Salah scored for us, I started to celebrate, but then was looking to the ref and then looking to the linesman, even though there was nothing wrong with it. There wasn't going to be anything wrong with it, because I was just thinking, oh God, they're gonna call for VAR. There's going to be something.
Yeah.
And you know what? If it comes in full next season, where it's in the Champions League, where it's in the league, and we're in the Champions League, imagine we score last minute, because it's always going to happen with goals right at the end, because there's going to be pressure put on, you know, something like the Clavan goal at Burnley. Imagine that happens, right? And then Burnley are shouting for VAR, and then the ref gives it. Well, you've just celebrated a last minute goal for what, 5 seconds, and then we're not sure if it's going to be a goal, and then you have to wait 3 minutes, and then they give it, and then it's ruined that last minute celebration. It's ruined the sort of flow and the momentum of it. And yeah, it was just so stop-start. Like you were saying before this about what Alan Pardew said, where he said well-tuned athletes like this shouldn't be made this. You know, they're running around.
Yeah, they stop for 4 minutes, and then they're tweaking hamstrings and stuff like that, because they just stood there cold, waiting around for something to happen. I mean, you said there as well, why does it take so long? Because when, you know, if you watch it on the telly, you know, straight away they've got replays and they're talking about them, and you see Steve McManaman on BT Sport saying, well, that's a pen. And yet they're going, And what I think it's doing as well is almost leading to like a paranoia, a nervousness from the referee. Because you could see that referee all the time was going to give something, or did give something, and you see him doubting himself, and he's holding his ear. And it must be a bit of a nightmare for him, because ordinarily his job is clear: run round, make decisions. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. This time, though, you've got a fella there. Everyone knows you've got a TV studio. There's a big pressure to get every single decision right. And yet, a fella stamps on for me. No one sees that. You had the goalkeeper time wasting, and the referee warned him. Well, I counted about 7 times, and he didn't get his cards out though. So there was still stuff to criticise about the referee's performance. It didn't end up being perfect. So even still though, like in the first half, so VAR was used twice, wasn't it, or was it 3 times? 3 times.
So it was used 3 times. So we were joking, saying, well, you know what, I'm looking forward to seeing what the stoppage time's going to be here, and it was 4 minutes. Now, there was West Brom made a couple of subs as well in the first half, didn't they? Through players being injured. So if you add them up, then you add the 3 minutes for one of those VAR incidents. They've just forgotten about the other 2, haven't they? They didn't add on the correct time either, and I can't say. It just feels as if it's one for TV. It feels as if it's one for if you're sitting at home, and you think you can get off and make a cup of tea while. No, it is.
That's shit, because it feels like another thing where football's like, it's doing something for the benefit of people watching on the telly. But what about the people who go to the match, who make the spectacle, who are part of what's happening? Feels like all of a sudden you're not part of it, and something's happening elsewhere, and then you just might kind of find out. People are paying 56 quid or whatever to be in there to watch that, and it's not good enough. I get that it's a trial. I get that it might improve. But right now, my thoughts on it that it was absolute shite.
Whenever it first came out, whenever there was talk that it was going to be used in the FA Cup, I was thinking, oh well, you know, I'm a little bit worried because what I love about football, and Sam, you said it before the swells, what you love about football is the debate around, oh, it was a penalty, no, it wasn't a penalty. You know, debates. Now we are still getting the debates, aren't we? Like that was one thing, but it just feels as if, why can't it just be kept the way it is? And it's something that we're using in the FA Cup here, then it trickles its way down and it'll be used in everything, and then it's something that can't be used in grassroots football as well. So again, it's another divide between that two, just changes it into a completely different game. I think it's fair to say our first experience of VAR live was absolutely dreadful, and I think you saw people.
The match lasted about 6 hours.
Yeah, people were just getting off. People were getting off to go and have a pint. I know a lad at half time just couldn't be arsed with it anymore. He went to the pub to watch it. It just was, it was no fun. And here we are talking about VAR again, and it feels like it won't be the last time that we talk about VAR this season.
Back in a minute with the papers. All right, the papers, a couple of things in the newspapers to talk about, lots to talk about to be honest, but we went heavy in the first half on the Reds and VAR. In the Mail today, Mark Schwarzer has written a piece. I wonder when he wrote it, would be my first thoughts, because he's defended Simon Mignolet and basically says that he feels he's been this season's whipping boy. He says he's made mistakes just as I did numerous times during my 22-year career. But a lot of the time he is unfairly criticised. People do not recognise when he plays well because it doesn't fit the story. When Liverpool were very close to winning the league in 13-14, Mignolet was a key man. Now people are jumping on the bandwagon, and instead of analysing the goals that Liverpool concede, the stock comment is that they will never win the title because he is not good enough. That is unfair. You expect it from people on social media, but not former players. Liverpool are a very attack-minded team, but when it breaks down, there's little cover from the 3, 4 or even 5 men who've joined the attack, he says. There are times when Mignolet could have played better, but nobody points out that any goalkeeper is going to be put under extreme pressure because of the system the team play. He goes on and on and on and gets into more detail, but says that most pundits don't know about goalkeeping. Basically says that some of the criticism is out of order. The reason I said I wonder when he wrote it is because Mignolet had an awful game against West Brom. And he's saved by the officials basically twice. The West Brom goal that's chalked off by VAR for being offside.
I watched it 4 times to try and work out what he was doing.
Basically, Gareth Barry just gets in his way a little bit. Does a bit of this. Right, you've got 2 hands, you've got arms, you've got strength, and you're able to just go, fuck off, to Gareth Barry. And when the referee goes, well, what are you doing there? You go, he's treading on my foot, he's pushing me, he's doing this. You point it out, you get the referee onto it. And then when the referee's onto it, he's watching him then, from then on. And then he's not in your way. And if he's still in your way, push him out the way, get out there, use your hands and get the ball. Instead, you've got a fella heading it in from like 3 yards or something, with a keeper on his line going like this, like he's a statue. And then the other one, I don't even know what it was, one of the many land of giants that lines up for West Brom. But he runs through and he's proved to be offside. But at the time, again, Mignolet doesn't know this. Goes up for the keeper for a header. Obviously, he can only use his head. Mignolet's got hands and that. Gets beaten to that by the fella's head. And it's in the back of the net. And again, it was chalked off. But I mean, I just think, I don't get the chopping and changing thing. I think that's not helping. But his confidence looks shot. And fair play to Mark Schwarzer. Some of what he says in that column is actually quite interesting. He talks about, the hands that keepers lead with and how some people criticise that, but there's actually reasons for that. And if you've been coached as a goalkeeper, you would know that and that type of thing. They're fair points. But the criticism around Mignolet is just that he doesn't save enough things, that he makes too many dozy mistakes, that he's too soft, he's too nice. They're the criticism.
I reckon he's so nice he probably apologised to Gareth Barry for being in his way after that one. Do you know what I mean? And there's been loads of debate around the goalkeeping situation at Liverpool, and I've been in the sort of I'd rather play Mignolet, I'd rather see Mignolet play than Karius. Does that change after that performance? I don't know. I think it's a sad indictment of just how bad our goalkeepers are that I'm unsure after that performance. Like you said, Mignolet doesn't save enough shots, Gareth doesn't save enough shots. But also, like you said, I was baffled that Mignolet started, because although I'd rather see Mignolet played in Gareth, if he's brought Gareth in for 2 games and he wants Gareth to sort of build his confidence and build some sort of momentum, then bringing in Mignolet and then throwing Gareth back in on Tuesday, it just doesn't feel right. Like, what's going to happen in the Champions League now? Obviously, we're out of the Cup, so in the Champions League, does Mignolet come in and play? Does he come in from the cold? He hasn't played in, it'll be another month or so, or 3 weeks. Does he just come in then for his performance after that performance is going to be in the Champions League? That's baffling after maybe Gareth has built up a run of games. Saying that he was...
How does the understanding develop, though? How does the understanding develop between the defenders? Because
and a new centre back as well. There's still a new centre back there that's trying to build some sort of understanding with the other centre backs and the goalkeeper. So that's made it even more difficult. Like I'm saying there that he was important in the 13-14 season. Still think that's a little bit kind. Obviously, he saves the penalty on the first day of the season that time, and that sort of sets it up. I don't think it would have been the same if we'd, if we had have drawn in that game. But still made quite a few mistakes, and we still conceded a lot of goals. But yeah, it's really worrying that this goalkeeping situation's killing me a bit, because especially at a time, maybe not over the past week, but before that, it just feels as if we're in this position of strength, even with what's happened in the last 2 games. In Liverpool, this side look like they're very close, attacking wise anyway, to being a very good side, but again let down by a goalkeeper, again let down by a soft as shite midfield and poor defending.
Well, all the reports have been that Liverpool are expected to go for a goalkeeper in the summer, not, it seems, in the next 2 days before the transfer window closes. So, we are where we are. We're stuck with those 2. We'll see what happens. Away from Liverpool, Guardiola has been kicking off about the tackles that go in, namely this one on Sane in the game against Cardiff City yesterday. Should be able to see that picture. See that, Sam? Yeah. It was a bad one. You can see by that very good picture that it's a potential leg breaker. But what he said in the post-match press conference, Guardiola said, "I've said many times, the only thing the referee has to do is protect players, not just Manchester City players, all players. It happened once and then it happened again with Brahim at the end. The players are the artists, they are why we are here, and we have to protect them, because this I don't like to see." Amusingly, in a way, the German Football Association also tweeted about this tackle. They tweeted Cardiff City FC and said, "Just letting you know, we have a really important tournament in the summer. Please don't hurt our players." Sane, it appears, will be out for a month following that tackle. A calf-high lunge from Joe Bennett. It's been picked up by other papers as well. That was it. No, it's the same paper actually. That was the Times back page, but in their pull out the game, they've started a bit of a debate here, which I think is quite interesting. In that, basically, that tackle that I'm talking about here, we get to yellow cards. Meanwhile, the row about Masuaku, have I said that right? He spat at Nick Powell in the Wigan v West Brom game, and he's facing a 6-game ban for that. Basically, there's an article in there from David Priest, a former goalkeeper, by the way, but an interesting piece about basically do punishments fit the offence and why is spitting so reviled. I mean, it is horrible, obviously, but what David's saying there is, would you rather be spat at, or would you rather be punched in the face? Would you rather be spat at, or would you rather have your leg broke? And why is there this huge punishment for the spitting and much less for tackles that often are very over the top? I mean, there are times, there are moments in games, especially if you watch all the highlights of the lower leagues as well, you can see still, even after all the way the game's been sanitised, there are still moments where players lose their head and go, "I'm going to do him." And they're not going for the ball, they're going to break legs, they're going to break ankles, they're going high, they're leaving a foot in. And on those moments, do they need more protection? Should there be longer bans? Should it be more, in line with the spitting ban? This is what Guardiola's saying, I think.
I'm fully on board with what Guardiola's saying, because like Sané's a brilliant player, and if you take off your Liverpool hat for a minute, the fact that he's going to be sat out for a month, isn't nice, because he's been one of the best players in the league this year, and that's just pure frustration, because they were just completely outplayed, and he's just thought, I'm going to do him, and no, it's wrong. The sort of the mad thing is there doesn't seem to be any sort of so the fact that we can't go back and give him a ban because he's been given a yellow card is the weirdest thing to me, is that they can't look at it because the referee's already sort of punished him, but he didn't really punish him, did he? He gave him a yellow. Now I know he gets doesn't he get sent off later in the game, but it should have been 45 minutes earlier. So the fact that then the FA can't go back and say, no, actually you should be banned for so many games, and spitting's disgusting. It's a shithouse move, but like I say, I'd far rather be spat at than get tackled like that.
Well, as ever, loads of stuff on the Anfield wrap. Obviously, as we mentioned, we're going to Huddersfield tomorrow, so we'll be previewing that game today with a team talk show. There'll be a free Anfield wrap show. There's a review show getting into what happened at West Brom, and then we'll be doing post-match, after Huddersfield as well. We'll do another one of these tomorrow. But that has been today's Talking Reds.